Welcome back to Ciprani Consulting's Client Spotlight. We are here with some amazing legal people. We are with Anthony Alfaro, Josie and Emanuel of Adams Gallinar. And they are a law firm down in Florida. And we were lucky enough to work with them on a couple paralegal hires. So I want to actually start with Anthony. Anthony, we really love just working with you guys. First main question, you could have hired this person by yourself. Why did you decide to work with us instead of doing this on your own?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Honestly, hiring is not as simple as just plugging and playing, right? Like you don't just pick someone up right away, think, "Oh, this looks great," and then go ahead. There's a lot of processes that go through with it, and it's very time consuming as well. If you want to do it correctly. We were also looking for very quality candidates. We wanted to have a very in-depth and very thorough observation of each candidate that we would potentially look at. So that's why, again, we decided to go with Ciprani. And then along with that, we actually were recommended from a family friends of Bob Adams, who is the owner of the firm. So we take recommendations very seriously, and they had high regard for Ciprani Consulting, and that's again why we decided to go with you guys. Along with exactly what I said before, that hiring isn't as easy as plug and play.
Yeah, I love that. And so just one more question for you, then I want to talk with Josie and Emmanuel a little bit. But when you started this process, this is a big part of a business to find talent and to grow a business that way and get leverage is usually what we call it. Anthony, I'd love to just ask you, when you started the process, tell me one thing you were really excited about and one thing you were scared about.
Yeah, I mean, definitely excited because we're trying to take this into a new direction of growth, right? So definitely excited on bringing in new candidates and trying to have, more people inside of the office. We went through this COVID stage where, a lot of people were remote, and we're trying to bring this back where everyone's back in the office, growth and looking in the bigger picture. Definitely was a little scared of, who we would potentially see come through this process. Again, although we had there's high regard for you guys, I didn't know what we were going to get. And to be honest, I have nothing but praise. Multiple candidates. Josie and Emanuel were definitely went through a very, very intense process. And yeah, I mean, it was a little scary at first knowing who we were going to get. And again, my background, I used to work in the restaurant industry, so it was a revolving door of employees. So for me, I'm like, man, what happens if we hire these people and then, it doesn't work out and then in a week they're gone? 3 months later, they're still here with us, and it's been going great.
Awesome. Awesome. And so, Josie, I want to just ask you and Emmanuel the same question. What was it like? You met this New Jersey guy. I'm going to tease him a little even on this, but he's a great guy, one of our top recruiters. But what was it like to go through this process for you? You met us before you even met Anthony, right? And so just tell us, if you could, a little bit of what the process was like for you, and then same question for you, Emmanuel.
It's true. So, I've never worked with a recruiting or a consulting company, so this is my first time, and it was definitely a seamless process in it that, I didn't even know for the first interview that I was going to be recorded, or I was pretty much being filtered through a group of candidates potentially. So, once I got there and I met with Scott, and he explained, "Hey, listen, so actually I'm kind of the first phase of the interview process and the hiring process, and I just want to get to know you." It was very much casual and personal, and it made me feel very comfortable with, trusting Scott and Ciprani with the process, and fully understanding who I am, what my background is, my skill set, and being able to take that and apply it and put me somewhere where they thought, as the professionals, consulting professionals, would see the best fit.
Yeah,
That was a new experience for me, and luckily it worked out great. And yeah.
I love that. And Emmanuel, same question for you.
Yeah. So I mean, I had plenty of experience like working through recruiters for different job postings before, but in this experience it was a little different because I noticed that like I think the questions were more focused on like cultural fit for the company as opposed to other interactions that I had with recruiters in the past, which I thought was really interesting. And I mean, in hindsight, I see the value in that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was I don't know. At the time, I was just kind of like, well, this is different. Not necessarily in a bad way,
Yeah.
but it's definitely it was cool to see that. And I was like, okay, that's a different approach.
And he said, yes, sounds good to
I've
do
seen
it.
before.
Yeah.
So we're good.
And then what made you, Emmanuel, what made you excited about this position when you learned about it?
Let me see. Well, one that it was in an area that I wanted to work in. The last firm that I was at, I wasn't doing necessarily or working in the area of law that I wanted to. So that was one thing. Two, based on the job listing, it seemed like pretty open. Like the fact that they were saying like, oh, all levels of experience are welcome. And I did have some experience in the real estate title field as well already, but
Yeah.
like they were open to all levels. And I was like, okay, I don't have to necessarily prove that I know what I know. I'm not. Doesn't sound like I'm gonna go in there have to answer like a bunch of like technical questions
Right.
related to real estate. So that's good. And yeah, I heard a couple good things about the firm as well. So that was definitely positive also.
Yeah, that always helps a little bit, I would think, for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, awesome. Anthony, back to you. Would love to just ask you if you were going back in time, you could give yourself one piece of advice when you were starting this process. What would that be? I mean, it took us a little while to get to the right people, right? But what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, take a seat back and trust. I guess I would say I was a little, I wanted to, I was very eager, I guess I would say, like we were very on top of Scott, like every Wednesday, hey, or every Friday, I was like, hey, where are the candidates? Where are the candidates? And I think I just needed to trust the process a little bit more. Again, first time going through it. Now for the future, it's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I would definitely say just trust the process and let you guys go to work because you do a really good job.
Thank you for that, for sure. And I want to ask both of our amazing paralegals, and this question will be coming to you too, Anthony, next. But what's next for you all? You guys are growing, the business for sure. But what's next for you guys? What are you excited about as you've kind of gotten into the role? Let's go to Josie first.
Sure. So, unlike Emmanuel, I have been in the legal field for almost 8 years now, mostly litigation and insurance stuff. So, somewhat involving properties and things, but not exactly real estate per se. So, for me, being somewhere where I can see the long-term trajectory of my growth and my, knowledge and experience here in a different area of law is definitely like top priority for me. Um, that's really what I was specifically looking for, and Ciprani was able to help me facilitate that and find somebody that was willing to take me under their wing and teach me. Not every company is that way. Sometimes people just need somebody to jump in there and get straight to work. But Adams Gallinar and everybody has just been really welcoming and able to make me feel welcomed and like reassured that I'm going to learn and continue on that path of growth.
I love that. How about for you, Emmanuel? What would you say?
Yeah. Yeah. While my experience, like I have plenty of like real estate experience in my background, it was never just real estate. It was also like other things like personal injury. But because of that, like while I do have experience, there's also things that I know that I don't know yet. There's still like other areas of title work and closings where I can still learn, and I feel like I can definitely learn those things here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And Anthony, we're definitely going to give you the final word here. What's next for the business? What are you excited about at Adams Gallinar? And what are you guys working on?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just want to touch back on what Emmanuel said through the process of the cultural fit. We really like it of a family oriented, and it wasn't just about all your experience at the end of the day. We were looking for specific people that we felt were going to be a good accommodation to what we have. And like I said, we're looking for growth, being able to take on more closings, more clients, things like that. And that's where Emmanuel and Josie really come into play because, we're a boutique law firm. So boutique as in it's very small. It's we only have about 4 partners, so we
Right.
really are trying here to bring some more revenue growth. And again, we have a next generation of people coming into this law firm as well, where that's kind of where we're kickstarting it. And yeah, very excited to see where it goes in the next 5, 10, 15 plus years, because the reality is I think we have a really good team here that can take it to the next level.
Absolutely. And one more, just thank you guys for being here. It was such a pleasure to work with you. And, you know, you guys are an amazing team. You could just tell and see that. But Anthony, if some of our clients want to find you, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, I mean, it could be via LinkedIn is probably the best bet. I'm still very active on LinkedIn as far as looking at it all the time. So, you know, my name, Anthony Alfaro, you just can connect with me there, and that's the best bet. Or via email, I have my email as well. My work email, alfaro@agilaw.com. Those two would be the best ways to get a hold of me. But yeah, I mean, just like you, I mean, I'm an open book. I'm always willing to talk to whoever wants to have a conversation. Again, my background, I came from an industry where I went through a lot of employees, a lot. And I was in that industry for about 12 years. So you can imagine how many people I've gone through. So definitely, you know, this is a different industry for me to be in now, and it's very exciting too because I really like it. It's very interesting, and there's always room to learn. So yeah.